Hey there YouTube! This week I thought I'd take a dive into the world of 3D printing. Lots of people talk about 3D printing, and you can buy a 3D printer these days for only a few $100s. But I thought I'd show you something right from concept through to real-world implementation and see how it goes. At my office, I need to keep a folder that looks a lot like this on my desk all the time for people to fill out timesheets. It's a real pain to have on the desk. It takes up space and I don't like it. So what I thought I'd do is get something I can slot it in that hangs over the edge of the desk and is out of my way. Now I could buy something like this at the local office supply place for about $16, but what would be the fun in that? So what I've done is taken some rough measurements, got a bit of an idea in my head, and I'm going to head off, see if I can completely design it and build it, and then later on we'll print it and install it and just see how it goes. Starting the whole process from scratch, right from going to tinkercad.com and registering myself from an account, the whole process took about 1 hour. I'm not going to make you watch all of that, so I've sped the whole process up. You can see here how I'm going through and creating the account. It's easy, it's simple. You have to give away your email address, create a password, give your country and date of birth, and you're ready to go. Very easy work. Next up is the tutorial. This you can go through yourself because the whole thing's free. So you can go through, and I've done them all step by step here, as you can see, racing through the whole process to set up the tutorial, and you can watch me follow all the steps and get the confetti when I complete it each time. I was really tempted to make the word mark when this came up, but I thought no. I didn't want to get it wrong because then it wouldn't have given me the confetti at the end. This dice was pretty fun. It teaches you to use planes and how to put text, in this case, or numbers, onto a flat surface so that you can put the 5 and the 6 on the die. In this bit they show you through a gallery of some of the things that have been made already that you can choose from and play with. Okay, this is where I start, and I've just simply started with a plain block, stretched it out to make it the right shape, and added another piece. So the idea is we would end up with 2 pieces that sit over the edge, that will sit over the edge here and are attached to the desk behind. And the idea was that the third piece would be a piece at the bottom that the folder would slide in and sit into. So I've made the piece, and now I'm creating a couple of holes so that they can be screwed into the timber desk behind. I spent a bit of time fiddling with the thickness and making sure the 2 pieces were attached together so that when they 3D printed it would come together strongly, and also make sure the edges were a little bit rounded so it's not too sharp. Once I had everything the right size, I duplicated it because I'll need 1 on each side. And then started the process of the base piece. Unfortunately, the whole window was a little bit too small, so I had to fiddle around and make it a bit bigger. Hopefully it's not too big for the bed of the 3D printer. If it is, I might be able to print it vertically. The idea here was to make a big block that would be the main part of the base, and then add a wing on each side so that it could be screwed to the desk. And then the last step in the process is to remove a wedge from the inside so that the pages could, or the folder could slide in and be held captive. I had to make sure I get it the right size and then flip it up the right way and slot it into place. The idea being that you get a solid and then subtract it or make it a hole from the other solid and leaves in place the piece that you want. This Tinkercad really is fantastic like that, and it's so intuitive and easy to use. I had literally never used it before today and started from scratch and built this. The whole process took me about an hour. I also had to make some small holes so that the large piece could be screwed to the wall as well. Finished by exporting the STL file, which is what we can load up into the 3D printer software, where it gets sliced and then exported and put into the 3D printer itself. Unfortunately, at this point we had a slight issue with the slicer, well actually with the machine, because none of the 3D printers I had access to were big enough to print the entire thing that I wanted all in one piece. So what I ended up doing was splitting the base in half so that I could have two pieces and keep it together that way. Once we loaded the cut model into the slicer, we have to select PLA, which is the type of plastic that we're using in the 3D printer. I set it for a fast print because I really just wanted to see whether it was going to work. And we needed supports because the printer can't print on nothing, and it just prints layers at a time. And so if you tried to print the extended part of the base, it would just droop down and not work. So what it does is print supports underneath, which you'll see in a moment. So this is the full printing process, which in fact took about 5.5 hours. Then comes the process of cleaning it up. We've got to break away all of those supports and the raft that it prints around the base. So I'm here in the makerspace at work. It's come out of the 3D printer. Looking good. Just got to break away the extra bits. Unfortunately, because we did a fast print, the finish on this isn't fantastic, but it's a proof of concept, so we'll see how it goes in practice. And if it works happily, we might print another one in high quality mode. All of this is designed to actually break away really easily. Lastly, it was simply a case of attaching it all to the desk, making sure it fit properly, and it's done. I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out, and I've got that orange folder off my desk. Yay!
That works.
Thank you so much for watching. Here at the Tech Doctor, we release a new video every weekend, and you can subscribe and ring the bell to be notified when a new video comes out. There's also more videos here and here that you might want to have a look at. Thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome day.